Our story begins in China with a high school senior named Chen, who dreams of attending Peking University. Determined to achieve her goal, she studies tirelessly, pouring all her time and energy into her education. One day, a piercing scream echoes through the school courtyard. Rushing out with the other students, Chen is horrified to find her best friend, He, lying lifeless. She has thrown herself from the school rooftop. As the students begin filming Shu's body, Chen, overwhelmed with grief and anger, rushes to cover her friend's corpse with her jacket, sobbing uncontrollably. The next day, the police summon Chen and begin questioning her about Shu and the reasons behind her suicide. Though it becomes clear that Chen knows the truth, she refuses to speak, denying any knowledge of He before returning silently to her classroom. There, she finds her chair soaked in blood, triggering memories of how he was relentlessly bullied, just as Chen is now. We learn that suicide was the tragic result of this constant torment at school. In the cafeteria, Lai and her gang surround Chen, demanding she help them cheat in the final exam. In return, they promise to include her in their group, sparing her from future bullying. Chen refuses and urges them to study instead. In retaliation, they drag her into the bathroom, where they assault and mock her. Later that day, as Chen walks home, Lai and her group ambush her once again, beating her and threatening to kill her should she ever speak to the police again. Returning home, Chen finds her mother, who is involved in drug trafficking and frequently absent to shield Chen from trouble and escape their mounting debts. Each time, her mother promises that soon she'll gather enough money for them to move to Beijing and start anew. She urges Chen to study harder and aim for a high score to enter university. At dawn, her mother departs again, while Chen sees her off, tears streaking her face. The next day, on her way home from school, Chen witnesses a gang assaulting a young man. She tries to call the police, but one of the assailants snatches her phone, smashes it, and robs her of all her money. They then attempt to attack her. However, the young man musters his strength, retaliates, and strikes one of them, scaring the others into fleeing. Seizing the opportunity, Chen runs home as fast as she can. The following day, Chen encounters the young man again. He introduces himself as Xiaobei and thanks her for trying to help. He returns the stolen money and repairs her broken phone. He then offers to protect her in exchange for a monthly fee. Chen refuses and tries to leave, but Xiaobei follows her all the way home. There, Chen is shocked to find their landlord posting flyers of her mother, labeling her a scammer. With Xiaobei's help, she hurriedly removes them before anyone sees. The next day, Lai spreads the torn posters throughout the school, revealing to everyone that Chen's mother is heavily indebted. The students begin to mock and bully her, driving Chen to tears and causing her to leave school in despair. By chance, she runs into Xiaobei and pleads with him to take her somewhere, anywhere, because she cannot return home. Xiaobei brings her to his place and offers her a place to stay. Chen, suspicious of his intentions, refuses and insults him before storming off back home. At school the next day, during gym class, no one agrees to partner with Chen. As she gathers her belongings, heartbroken, Lai and her gang suddenly attack her with balls and insults. When Chen tries to defend herself, they shove her down the stairs, injuring her badly. Devastated, Chen decides to contact the detective handling the HOO case. She tells him about Lai and her gang's abuse, revealing they were responsible for Hu's suicide. Lai and her group are summoned for questioning. They deny everything and claim HHU took her own life due to pressure from her mother to excel academically. Lacking solid evidence, the police closed the case permanently. However, the school suspended Lai and her group for a year for their involvement. That night, as Chen walks home, she is ambushed by Lai's group again. They plan to exact revenge, but Chen manages to escape and hides in a dumpster. Fearing for her safety, Chen decides not to return home. Instead, she seeks out Xiaobei and explains everything. He offers her shelter once more, this time with no conditions, and promises to protect her. Chen accepts, her heart finally finding a glimmer of relief. The next day, Xiaobei accompanies her to school to ensure her safety. After she enters, he hunts down Lai and threatens to kill her if she or her gang ever approach Chen again. Days pass, and for the first time, Chen begins to feel safe. She and Xiaobei grow closer, drawn together by the comfort they find in each other's presence. Yet, Chen discovers that Xiaobei is entangled with a gang and frequently returns home injured from violent skirmishes. She constantly worries for his well-being. Xiaobei is touched by Chen's concern and eventually confesses his love for her. Their bond deepens, strengthened by a mutual sense of security and care. One day, his gang leader orders an attack on a rival group. When Chen learns of this, she begs Xiaobei to stay home. He yields to her plea and remains with her. Soon after, Xiaobei and several of his gang members are arrested for allegedly assaulting female students. While the investigation unfolds, Chen grows increasingly anxious over his absence. Lai seizes the opportunity to strike. The following day, after school, Chen tries to reach Xiaobei but fails. Suddenly, Lai and her group appear, attacking Chen, ripping her books, tearing her clothes, cutting her hair, and filming the entire assault. A neighbor, witnessing the scene from his window, yells at them and threatens to call the police. Terrified, they flee. Xiaobei is eventually released and rushes to find Chen. When he sees her battered and shorn, he is devastated and vows revenge. Chen stops him, begging him not to endanger himself. To comfort her, Xiaobei shaves off Chen's damaged hair and shaves his own head in solidarity. He takes her on a city tour, trying to lift her spirits and help her forget the horror. Time passes, and the exams arrive. Chen prepares diligently, but on the day of the exam, a violent storm hits, damaging roads and burying parts of the city in debris. As workers clear the rubble, they uncover the body of a girl. Unknown at first, police quickly identify the body as Lai's and begin an investigation. Her gang, seeking to shift blame, accuse Chen, presenting the footage of her being assaulted as evidence of motive. Chen is summoned for questioning. When asked why she kept silent, she says she was focused on her exams. When asked about her whereabouts on the day of Lai's death, she says she was preparing for the test. Lacking conclusive evidence, the police release her, but place her under surveillance. One day, after her exam, Xiaobei suddenly confronts her and takes her to an abandoned building. He declares his intent to confess to Lai's murder. We then flash back a few days to the moment when Lai begged Chen for forgiveness, offering her money in exchange for silence. Chen forgives her without asking for anything. But then, Lai cruelly mocks her and her mother once more, rekindling the pain. Furious, Chen pushes her. Lai falls, hitting her head on the pavement and dies instantly. In shock, Chen calls Xiaobei, sobbing. He rushes over, calms her, and promises to take care of everything. He steals a car, transports Lai's body, and buries it far from the city. Later, Chen pleads with Xiaobei not to confess, vowing to go to the police herself. Xiaobei refuses, revealing that he is underage and would only serve 3 years. He is arrested after claiming responsibility, stating he killed Lai to protect his beloved Chen. Chen, shattered, falls into deep depression during his absence. Eventually, exam results are released, and Chen has passed with top scores, earning a full scholarship to Peking University. But her joy is short-lived. The detective from his case visits to congratulate her, then delivers the devastating news. Xiaobei will face the death penalty for Lai's murder. It's then revealed that Xiaobei lied about his age. He is over 21 and took the blame to spare Chen from prison. Overwhelmed with guilt, Chen rushes to the police and confesses everything. As a result, both she and Xiaobei are sentenced to 3 years in prison with reduced sentences. After serving her time, Chen is released and resumes her university studies. Her excellence earns her a position at one of the city's most prestigious schools. One day, in her classroom, she notices a timid, trembling student and immediately recognizes the signs of bullying, reminding her of her own past. After school, Chen sits with the girl and gently encourages her to be strong and stand up for herself. In that moment, Xiaobei appears, watching over her as always. We learn that the two are now married, living a peaceful life, each transformed for the better by the other's love.